Hello and welcome to our ISOM 358 final project demo. We created a CMC scheduler, which should act as a tool to generate an equitable schedule for CMC coaches that also has equal representation of the concentrations and have at least one coach who is proficient in financial technical interviews and at least one coach who is proficient in consulting casing interviews. This is able to resolve a lot of issues from utilizing a manual scheduling model, as currently whoever the head CMC coach is has to spend hours upon hours looking at every single coach's individual schedules and availabilities and their concentrations and capabilities to put them into a schedule. So we're actually going to start with the form that the CMC coaches fill out. It collects all of the data on each individual coach and will compile it into, not only their data on their capabilities and concentrations, but also their availabilities. And this will compile onto the responses form, as you can see here. Everything is compiled. Now, since this is a web page, we have created the scheduler in a way that we'll be able to utilize this by inputting the data from a web source. Diving into a bit more detail of our CMC scheduler, as you can see, users will first open to this front page where there's a button that will begin or that will pull up the user form. There are a few small instructions here that can help guide the user through. But there are definitely some weaknesses to this user form that we will discuss later. First, the user will begin by clicking this button to upload from the Google Sheets. We have already linked the Google Sheets data to this macro, so they can simply click and it will not only input the raw data, but also clean the data into the data cleaning sheet, as you can see. So this is the cleaned data, and this is the raw data. We wanted to create a button that would automate Solver. However, this is not a capability that OpenSolver currently has. And so we were unable to create a macro for this. So if you look here, this is not an actual button, but rather a label telling the user to watch this video demo to see how to use Solver. Luckily, we have already programmed the linear program in a way that it should be easy to compile the Solver. Since there are too many decision variables, we had to use OpenSolver for this. Here is the model. And once you click solve, it should create a schedule for you, as you can see here. Now, this isn't a very readable schedule for the user, so we also decided to incorporate some macros and capabilities that would help put all of these results into a final schedule sheet that would actually be readable. So if the user simply clicks on the third button, they will see that the names are inputted into this final schedule sheet. If they choose to update the data, they can click here to refresh the data, and it will also clean the data in the data cleaning sheet. And finally, once they have a schedule that they are satisfied with, they can click on number 5, export schedule to PDF, which will compile it into a PDF for them. There are quite a few limitations with our program that we had hoped to address. First, the shift host is always the first name that comes up through the program, and we were unable to make it so that every single shift host for every single shift is different. Additionally, we're unable to create a schedule that would prefer consecutive shifts over non-consecutive shifts. As you can see, this program is far from being usable for someone who is unfamiliar with Excel and Solver, and with more time, we would have liked to make a more user-friendly interface. Thank you.